Hey everybody, welcome to the Adventure Archive. I'm getting some weird YouTube buffering things potentially, so if the connection is odd, let me know in the chat please, and then we can maybe figure something out. But tonight, I hope, is the finale. Not that I'm not having a great time, this game's pretty cool, but I think this is going to be the end of this quick start adventure here. The seal seems okay, thanks Sam. Seal of Acheron. So yeah, not much left of the adventure, but it's the climax, you might say. We'll see how it goes for the rest of the adventurers. Before I begin, thank you Noel for the amazing Conan soundtrack. You guys can find it yourself in the link down in the description. And thanks for hanging out with us. Don't forget, like the stream if you're watching now, or the VOD. It helps us out a lot. And what else? Oh, somebody I forgot to tell you guys actually. Somebody corrected the pronunciation of Gudrun, and it's in the YouTube comments, which I don't have right now, but it was something like Gardrun. I don't know, something like that. But anyway, sorry, I should have looked it up again. A commenter out there, because we'll probably mispronounce it again tonight. So let's see what else. I guess that's it before the brief recap. So if you guys are just joining us, these three knaves, these three adventurers, they got wind from an old friend named Radon that there is some kind of mysterious dome out in the middle of the desert wasteland that is rumored to have riches inside, and he gave them the information in exchange for a little bit of the cash, let's say. They agreed to it. The very brazen adventurers they are, and headed out. They found it just like he said, and went down inside. Unfortunately, though, when they dropped down the 20 feet into this strange ancient structure, the aperture at the very top closed, and so they decided they were going to have a little look around this place. They discovered this massive seal, which if you guys are watching on the stream, you can see it. It's this huge 30-foot wide stone tablet with ancient crazy glyphs on it, but it is also crisscrossed with these massive chains. So is it holding something back? We don't know. Maybe we'll find out tonight. They battled some giant scorpions, very, very true to the Conan theme. They found a little silver chest that was the size of a loaf of bread, inside which they found some coins and some cups, and they also found a mysterious dagger with like this strange creature on it. I believe that's Hansi has it. So after all of this went down, they successfully, like I said, defeated the scorpions. Even though they were going to run away at first, they decided to go back and finish it off. They find themselves back in the central chamber. It's very quiet. It's very cold. It's very dark, with the exception of your hissing torches. So the three of you, what would you like to do?
All right.
Gardrun. Okay, you must have read the comment.
Yeah, I read the comment. So, and I'm talking to the other two. This seal, it's the only way we're maybe getting out, right? And while Hansi's saying that, he's tucking the last of the rope that fell back into his satchel or whatever it is he has on him.
Okay.
I think that Davor will look around and say, "Well, we're not in danger now. Perhaps we take a little bit of rest. I'm actually quite a little bit hurt, and could use a second to catch my breath. And we're clearly not going anywhere, and there's nothing that seems to be coming after us. So." And so I guess I would ask if we could go ahead and take I guess it's called a recovery in this game.
Yeah, so let's talk about that. I'm assuming you must have the rule book up right now. So I think you regain, is it 50% of your max? Is that right?
Yeah, 50% max and 1 stamina point.
There you go. Okay, yeah, here we go. Yeah, they regain 50% of their maximum value rather than returning to 50%. So, is anybody else damaged?
I'm a little damaged.
A little damaged? Okay.
That would bring me all the way back up.
There you
Because
go.
it's if I'm understanding it, it's 50% of my max health applied to whatever my health is at currently.
What was that?
So
Say
like
it again.
it's 50% of my health.
Your max. Yeah. So if you're at like, if you have 30 life points, then it's
I'm gaining
15 you get
15
back,
no matter.
regardless of
Okay.
where you are. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That'll
So
top me
it's an
off.
interesting mechanic, but for those who are just learning the game like we are, you can just take it, of course, when characters are not under duress or in a position of danger, which makes absolute sense. And I think you can only do it once. No, sorry, 2 recoveries per tale/game session. So I don't know if that just means it's up to the GM if it's per session or per tale, which is I guess their word for adventure. But yeah. Yeah, a lot of this game is, it even says like, well, there may be some very perilous tales that the GM might want to allow to have more recovery. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff in the game that's kind of obviously up to the discretion of the GM. But yeah. So, oh yeah, it also, some of you guys are poisoned, right? Hansi, you were poisoned, weren't you?
I
Or did
was,
that...
but
Oh, you got
Davor
healed.
healed me.
You got healed.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. Okay. Hey, JNove36. Thanks for joining us. I see you finally were able to catch us live. So, all right. Well, let's do the rest. Everybody's going to rest. Is there anything you guys want to do while you're kind of lying low and healing your wounds?
Hansi's gonna be cooking a bunch of that scorpion meat he carved off and offering it to Davor and Gardrun.
How are
as
you?
it's
How are
supposed to be
you?
pronounced.
I know, right? I thought it was just a made up name. I guess it must be a cultural name that they threw in here. How is Hansi cooking this? Does he just have his torch in front of him and he's just sizzling it on the flame, or?
Yeah, he's holding the torch up with one hand and he's got, chunks of the scorpion meat skewered through one of his daggers, and he's just making s'mores.
Okay. All right. What about Gardrun? I'm gonna over enunciate it every time. What is she up to?
Yeah, I'm not saying it anymore. So
I've noticed there's 2 kinds of players. There's players who say so and so does this, and then some that they're more first person.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to just say I.
Yeah, you can just say I. Yeah, I don't know. I always like lean toward the I for whatever reason, but then you don't have to worry about saying your name.
Yeah. She hasn't really checked out the rest of the chamber.
Yeah. You want to take a look around?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, how are you circling a certain direction? You going around toward the north?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Circle it and then check out the chains and stuff.
Yeah. So you make your way up to the northern part of this massive chamber, and like you remember briefly, there's a northern tunnel that's been absolutely collapsed. So stones falling down. It seems like they've been here for quite some time, even though, like I said, the outer area of this dome looked to be newish. It didn't look to be like an ancient structure. So kind of weird for something like this to rise up out of the desert. And the chains themselves, they appear to be easily removed. So they are, again, they're stretched taut across this 30-foot wide seal, and they're attached to these massive hooks. And so you could just slip them off if you'd like. There's enough, I shouldn't say taut, there's enough slack where you can do this if you want. But you can tell that it's definitely keeping this massive seal closed for anything below it to push up. And these are huge chains, heavy chains.
Okay, so after like surveying the perimeter, I guess I can tell that there's no way to get through.
Yeah, no, there doesn't
No
appear
other
to
way.
be any other way. Yeah, you kind of check the walls, and they're all smooth, they're all solid, with the exception, of course, of the northern passageway. There's no bits of light, no bits of air, because I can't, I don't know if you remember or not, but when you guys were in the kind of the natural formation of that scorpion pit, there were these fissures in the wall that Hansi, I believe, detected that there was like fresh air coming into them, but they were far too small for you to crawl into. No light though. So, but yeah, there's nothing like that out here in this chamber.
All right. After doing that, she's just gonna rest.
Okay. All right. Well, we can just make time go by, unless there's other stuff you guys want to do. But
These
Yeah. Go ahead.
oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say that Davor spends his time taking a nap. He's
Okay.
curled up in a little ball, like snoring away as everybody else is doing their thing.
is he right there, kind of in the middle of the chamber, well, directly opposite? Okay. So he's not
Yeah,
like huddled
where
up
he-
against
where
the
his-
wall or somewhere?
His token is,
Yeah,
he's
okay.
he's just passed out, recovering, so that whenever he awakens, he's in a great mood and is almost fully recovered from all of the wolves that he summoned
Oh yeah.
last time.
Yeah. I really like that mechanic, how you're draining your life points to summon these wolves or do these certain spells. It's a cool concept. It's my flavor of magic for sure. Another game, Simbaroom, is very similar, where, you know, as you kind of delve into the magical arts, it could corrupt you and be irreversible at times. So fits the theme of sword and sorcery.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you guys rested. Davor, he feels very refreshed, and I guess Hansi has a stomach full of scorpion meat. I'm not sure if Gardrun partook or not, but nah.
She's a little nervous after last time he ate scorpion meat. We encountered a giant scorpion, so
True.
she's
Yeah.
gonna fast.
I love that bit of unintentional foreshadowing. It was perfect.
So
Okay,
I think
so you go-
Davor
Yeah, go ahead.
approaches the chain,
Okay.
one side, and he kind of leans close to it and holds his torch up so he can get a really good look at it, looking for any type of details, anything maybe inscribed in the links.
Yeah, I think you inspected this last session, I believe, and succeeded. But it you feel like did you or didn't you? I can't remember.
I don't
Sure he
remember
did.
either. So
He
but
did?
Davor is an old man
Okay.
and he's
Yeah, he
forgetful.
forgot.
Yeah, so he's
forgot.
doing it again. If he
He's
even if
doing
he
it
did
again.
it before, he's trying it again.
So your memory comes back to you, and it does feel, you can't quite make out these ancient symbols, but you do have a sense that there's something similar about the characters that tells you that it's a barrier against something otherworldly.
So he'll stand up and he'll look at the rest of the group and he'll say, well, if we can't get out from either of the two open exits and then that collapsed one, and we can't get out from above unless one of you has an idea of how we could scale these walls. And I see that the only other alternative is to open this up and see what lies beneath and possibly find our way out of here, or stay in this room and eventually die.
And Davor, while you're speaking this, while you're talking about potentially going down there, you feel this strange energy emanating from the seal. And it just goes into you feel like a tightness in your chest, a coldness in your bones, but then you feel even more invigorated, and you're going to gain one more stamina point. Yeah, you feel some strange energy emanating from this after the inspection and after talking to your companions.
Yeah, he stands a little taller. Maybe his like weak knees kind of aren't
They
as
pop.
creaky for a
Yeah, not
moment,
as creaky.
and he says, "I, for one, would love to uncover this mystery and see what happens should we remove these chains. I know you all are as brave and as adventurous as I am."
Absolutely. I mean, we've been selling swords for what now? Days, weeks? Who cares how long it's been? Yeah,
Can't even keep
let's do it.
track.
Can't even keep track.
What say you, Gundren?
Let's do it. She's gonna go to a corner and grab a chain.
Okay, it's a massive, heavy chain. You have to put every last ounce of strength into it, but you take it off its anchor and drop it to the side, and nothing else happens. You chip away a little bit of the, I guess, the sandstone at your feet, but that's it.
So there's 3 more.
Yeah.
Daver will take off the opposite chain, the opposite link to so completely detaching one of the chains.
Okay. So you do that. Your knees you're doing that like cartoon shaky knee thing because you're not the strongest
clearly
guy.
struggles.
Yeah, but you managed to. Again, as you touch the chain, you feel like some kind of, even though you know in your heart of hearts that this appears to be sealing off some kind of otherworldly thing. It feels right.
He kind of smiles to himself, but says
Okay.
nothing.
Okay. All right, so we have two parts of or 2 sides of the chain. There's 2 more to be lifted, or you guys can just kind of drag them across the stone surface and let them fall to the ground.
Yeah, Hansi doesn't approach any of the chains. He wants to be reactive to our possible death, not proactive towards it. It's his feelings.
Okay.
All
Oh,
right.
I should move off of it though.
Yeah, you're on top. You're just dancing on it. Come out,
I will go to the third one and remove the chain.
Okay. You remove the chain. And it feels...
And Davor will
slightly...
take the second.
Okay.
The fourth off.
Yeah, you
He
guys
will remove
both
the
do
last.
this, and it feels like strangely lighter. You're not sure if you're just accustomed to the weight now, or reinvigorated after the rest, or something else. But yeah, everything's free. The seal remains where it is. Or the cover, the lid, I should say, remains where it is.
I have a feeling, I don't want to jinx us if that is a thing that any of you all believe in, but I believe the Jebel Sag will bless us. He's looking out. I think that we will be fine, and this will all work out.
Yeah, and you guys, again, as you kind of close to the perimeter of this thing and removing all of the chains, you do notice there's a couple of bolts that are on the outer perimeter, keeping this thing closed as a maybe perhaps secondary measure. But they don't appear to be locked. They don't appear to be trapped. Appear to be just something you can unlatch or unbolt.
All right, yeah. He's starting to feel a little bit more courage about it, and he'll unlatch
Okay.
a bolt or 2.
All right, so you guys open it. Again, the lid is static. It's not exploding into the air with a mighty beast following, so everything's still quiet. Yeah.
What's going to be awful is now if we cannot lift it or slide it to the side.
I know, that'd be hilarious. Oh, man. All that build up for nothing.
So I guess Davor will then walk around it and kind of say, like, what do you think the best way to remove this will be?
It looks like you guys could probably just push it aside, very similar to the aperture that was that you entered. So it's similar in mechanism, it feels like. So.
All right, I guess we'll push it.
Okay. Heave ho with a mighty push. You guys start hearing the sound of stone on stone as this thing just kind of slides across. And you open it far enough to where you see stairs leading down into darkness. And there's even colder air wafting up toward you.
That feels good.
Yeah, it feels kind of nice. I mean, the desert was pretty hot and perilous. This feels even better. You guys have kind of acclimated to the cooler air here, and feels even feels like they got some sweet AC going on down there.
Hansi's going to so these stairs they circle down.
Yeah, it's a spiral down. Yeah.
Can he see the bottom if he holds his torch over like the the opening hole in the center?
It's kind of overlapping. I guess if you travel down a few steps, maybe you could do it. Yeah. So you're gonna kind of start heading down a little bit until you can see the bottom.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because and Hansi's gonna go first because just in case he's gonna be looking out for like any trap steps, bricks that look loose, if it's brick or stone.
Yeah, so the stairs are all made of stone. They appear to be carved from the same like sandstone like material that's all around you.
Mm-hmm.
Your boots are kind of like hissing on. There's a little bit of sand. There's a layer of sand there, so you're being careful to keep your footing. But nothing other than that, just pure darkness. And you kind of go far down enough, and you're holding your torch down to get a better look. And you do see another floor. It's very similar to the floor that you guys have been walking on up here. There's no boot prints, no footprints of any kind, nothing at all. Just the spiral staircase leads down a couple levels, and you see this sandstone floor.
All right. Seems safe, everybody.
So far, yes, it would appear that we are doing okay.
Is there a different map for the bottom?
Oh, you guys are all going?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, you guys all head over. Yeah, let me move you guys here. Actually, I'll delete you here, and then I'll move you this way. Who's taking lead? Hansi?
Yeah.
Okay, and then that one. So I will turn your guys' lights back on. So yeah, you guys make your way down the winding staircase and find yourself in a corridor. It's very cold, very dark. You do notice that the walls, though, they have kind of a weathered look to them. They don't necessarily look like they were carved by any kind of tool, almost as if there was like maybe this at one point was a waterway of some kind that has just completely weathered these walls clean or smooth. And it stretches out before you. You see it start to angle toward the east.
All right.
Do you proceed?
Do the two of you want me to try to scout ahead and see what is there and report back to you? Or do we want to stick together? Because like Hansi's job as like one of the cell swords, working with Radon and all that, I was always used to scout ahead to figure out enemy positions so that we could plan and attack accordingly. So he's used to being sent ahead, if that's something Davor and Gudrun would want us to do. I'm just saying Gudrun.
Yeah. Screw it. We're just gonna pronounce it how we think.
Yeah, I mean, if you're offering.
Yeah, I can do that. I have
Okay,
pretty good
Hansi.
edge.
All right, little scout guy. So, are you going to leave your torch behind, or are you carrying the torch with you to scout your way ahead?
So what I'm gonna do is yeah, I'm gonna leave it behind.
Okay.
And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to use my ears if I can hear things. I'm gonna like follow along the wall line, we'll say,
Mm-hmm.
and
Okay.
try to be quiet and stealthy. Let me turn off my torch. Oh, I guess I
Okay.
was the only one that had the torch on.
It was my fault because once I moved you guys, I can turn
Oh,
on
um,
Davors or whoever. Let me do it really quick. Yeah, there we
yeah.
go.
And I want to use, instead of my sight, I want to rely on my hearing and smell uh, to scout this out because I don't want to be seen.
Okay, so you make your way. Why don't you roll me a? Are you keeping to the center of this passageway? Or are you kind of running your hand along the wall as you
Yeah, I'm hugging the
enter dark?
wall
Okay, hugging the
because I'm
wall as you.
assuming it's dark.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It gets pitch black. So yeah. Why don't you roll me an edge,
All
please?
right, that's a d6 plus 5. Roll. Here's the d10 for the flex. So I got a 6.
Okay. So
Oh
as
wait,
you got to. Oh, you got to roll your. You did roll your
I
flex die.
did. I got a 7. I got a +1 while trying to be stealthy, hiding and moving quietly,
Oh. Okay.
passing by unseen.
Okay. 7.
So I
So.
got a 7.
Yeah, you you make your way. Your the crackle of the or the crunch of the sand beneath your boots is a little bit more loud than you would like, or you're unsure if it's just the deafening silence because as you start to round this corner, the hiss of the torches behind you or the torch behind you starts to diminish, and you can kind of keep pushing forward if you'd like. You can move your token as you see fit.
Yeah, I'll move forward a little
Okay.
more.
And eventually, you make it around this curving area. And there is a bit of luminescence in this room ahead of you.
Okay.
And you see from the distance where you are, it looks to be almost, it appears to be a body of water. But the strange thing about it is it almost looks like a massive mirror that is just laid flat on the earth because it is still like no water you've ever seen.
Mm.
And there's a little bit of this ghostly luminescence hovering around it, which is why you can see sort of some of the wall and the ceiling reflected.
All right.
But that's all you see so far.
Hansi's going to make his way back to his party.
Okay. So
As you
make your way
approach, you hear Davor like softly, like whispering, trying to tell Gudrun about Devilsog and like try to like you just can't help but tell stories about his other adventures. So, and I don't know how Gudrun is reacting to it, but he's just like, oh yes, and this reminds me of the one time when I was lost in the forest and I came across a clearing and there was something to eat, and it, just on and on and on, like about nothing.
Awesome.
Oh, Ponzi's back.
I'll continue this story another time.
Yes, yes. Hansi, what have you found?
All right, gang. So I didn't find a clear way out, but I did find some kind of weird mysticism looking body of water, I think. It's extremely still, has a faint glow to it. I didn't hear anything unusual. It's just quiet and I presume safe to explore. I think we're good. I didn't venture too far.
Yes. The faint glow bodes well, I think.
I'm gonna strike my torch back up.
Okay.
But at least we can see that there is no clear danger ahead. But there still may be something hidden. We should still take caution as we explore this chamber. But I'm eager to see this body of water that you've discovered.
Yeah, it was most unusual. I don't know. I wouldn't get too close to it.
No, I agree. Hmm. All right, well, no time like the present. And he'll start like hoppling down the pathway.
So is Hansi leading the way, or is Daver just striking out ahead?
Daver will never take the lead.
Okay. Okay. All right, Hansi. You make your way back with full illumination from your torch, and again, you kind of keep an eye out. There's no footprints whatsoever. There's no sign of any kind of disturbance, and yeah, as you enter this area, the cavern opens up to this pretty large space, somewhat circular, or somewhat actually it looks kind of like an anatomical stomach diagram. But anyway, you at the very back of this court, or this chamber, you see this strange, again, this weird body of water is what you think it is. There's no lapping of water on the shore, if you want to call it that. It's perfectly smooth. It is mirror smooth.
I'm not seeing a way out, friends. This is looking grim.
Indeed. Daver will start walking towards the wall on the opposite side, and then start heading towards the lake, seeing that it looks like there's a path around it, and just kind of exploring the wall while keeping it like one eye on what he's doing and the other eye on the surface of the lake, looking for any signs of disturbance, any ripple.
So are you kind of like backing against the wall and keeping
or
your
just
eye
walking
on
forward, one hand on the wall, the other, and just like just looking kind of back and forth at what he's doing in the lake.
So Davor, once you get close enough to really get a good look at this mirror-like surface, your entire world changes. It's as if you're whisked away somewhere else entirely. And what you see is a line of women. They're standing before this fuming pit of billowing green smoke. And each of them is approaching this thing. And you see a priest. He's clad in this hideous, beastly regalia. And it looks like he's blessing them. And then after he does this action, they leap into this fuming pit, one after the other. And you're kind of disembodied. You're not really there. It doesn't feel like you're there. So you kind of look for your hands, you look for your feet, you look for your body. You don't see anything, but you're witnessing all of this. And then you see one of these women. She stops before it, and her eyes are glazed and they snap wide. And then she just screams in absolute horror. And you hear this deep croaking voice answering from below. And then she hesitates, but then the priest with both hands pushes her into this pit. And then you just hear absolute silence after that. And then finally, he pushes another one in. But right before she falls, she grabs his wrist and both of them tumble into the pit. And the rest of the women are just kind of running around screaming. And then all of a sudden, you see this explosion of stone and flame. It's erupting from this pit. And there's these weird, strange tendrils rising up, attaching themselves to the surrounding walls and the heaving ground. And you see this massive shadowy form begin to take shape. And then you're at this aerial view where you see this city, a massive city stretching out before you. It's oasis-like. It's glittering amid this wasteland desert that you're very familiar with, that you've traveled across. So you see these pools of water sparkling in the sunlight. You see these verdant gardens everywhere, trees lining them. These towers are stretching skyward. They have purple minarets and just reaching all the way to the clouds. But then a great shadow spreads over the palaces and slums of this structure, blackening the streets and alleyways, erasing everything you can see. And there's again that deep, resonant croaking sound pealing through the air. And these tendrils are creeping up from the shade and then basically unmaking everything they touch. And then the city completely topples to the ground. And you see this blade-thin man. He's bedecked in ritual robes. He's standing there atop a mound of freshly heaved earth, scanning all of this destruction. And sand and stones cascade into the great fissures riven into the earth. All these structures raised by the hands of humans have crumbled, except there's one. There's a dome that is stretching above the rubble, unscathed by whatever sorcery leveled the city. And you see enslaved wretches, smooth mortar, putting final touches on the brickwork while whips strike their back. So you identify this dome as the dome that you are actually in, the one you entered. And you see this sorcerer chanting a song, but his words are indiscernible. And then he walks over the air as if crossing some invisible platform until he reaches a seal at the peak of the dome. On top of this, he carves symbols and images into it. He stares long at his work, fingers fluttering, brows knitting. Seemingly satisfied, though, he turns from the dome and gazes to the sinking sun in the west. Then he claps his hands together, and the mound upon which he stood moments ago splits in half, and it goes into the earth, burying the dome and all who stood near it, including the sorcerer himself, and everything is left to desert. And then you are immediately whisked back to reality. You are in this dank, dark cave where this mirror-like surface of this water, it's now moving. Something is disturbed, and in the very center of your head, you hear that croaking sound that you saw in this vision, or that you heard in this vision. And up from the depths rises this great shadowy beast. The tendrils that you saw in the vision are rising up in the darkness into the torchlight, clinging to the walls. This shapeless monstrosity is starting to rise up, and there's some really cool artwork that I'll show you guys that's in the book. So, and also so the stream can see. So this is what you guys see rising out of the water. It's supposed to be formless, but I think this looks pretty damn cool.
I mean, that's not a form I could describe easily if I wasn't.
Yeah, exactly, right? It's a strange, ancient thing. Spines and teeth, many eyes, tentacles rising up. And you are just kind of almost thrown against the wall, Davor, in shock. Hansi and Gardrin, you definitely see this as well. And one of these clawed appendages is rising up toward you, Davor, because you are the closest. But something hits you hard right in the center of the eyes, Hansi, not literally, but figuratively. And that is something about this hideous creature reminds you of the dagger that you found in the silver chest.
I was gonna say, because the looking at the picture with its rows of teeth coming in on itself, didn't you describe the dagger as devouring itself or something?
Exactly.
Okay.
Definitely.
So
now let me add you guys, just for the sake of it, I'll add you guys to initiative. Well, why is this guy in here still?
You know, if it wasn't for copyright laws, I wish every time Davor brought a wolf out, we could blast Who Let the Dogs Out.
Yeah, I know YouTube might not like it.
No, they won't.
Okay, so first and foremost, Gardrin, I guess you are the lightest on your feet, or of mind as well. You get to act first in this situation. What would you like to do as this massive beast, otherworldly beast perhaps, rises from this placid body of water.
Hmm. She's gonna take her throwing axe and try to launch it at this beast.
Oh, damn. Okay. All right. Yeah,
Oh,
I'd say you're close
should I be
enough.
reasoning?
No. I just didn't know you were just going to like full bore go for it. But yeah, go for it.
I mean, I think she's gotta go for it.
Okay.
Sounds like the Gundren thing to do. Hell
It
yeah.
does, yeah. I guess like it's like your subconscious now, right? You're just acting. It's like instinct at this point. So you hurl one of these axes. So why don't you roll me a might check, and don't forget to roll your flex die as well, and we'll see what happens.
Okay.
Okay, so you rolled a 9, which is definitely enough. Oh, we got a flex die. We rolled a 10. Now I need to remind myself really quick. I think I have
Yeah,
a
what does
rule
that
set.
do?
Hang on one sec. I got it listed here. Flex die.
You do max
Okay.
damage plus
Yeah.
roll damage.
Yeah, so oh yeah, this is part of a this is a damage roll. That means you choose to inflict mass damage. So stamina, when a character scores flex as part of any roll, they immediately gain 1 stamina point if you want. Part of any check or attack that fails. Okay, that's what that is. It's automatically passed. So it sounds like the flex die is part of a damage roll, but you know what? I'll just give it to you with the attack roll. Why not? Makes sense. Unless you want stamina point. It's up to you. And don't forget about stamina points. Those can be very valuable. You can make
Forget
an
what they
additional.
do.
So you can do numerous things. I'll share it on stream so people can see what's going on. But you can make an additional move action, increase the value of a roll by +1. You can spend 2 stamina points to make it a +2. Increase damage by d4. Let's see, did a range of a thrown weapon or additional zone. So there's a bunch of stuff you can do. The final stamina point's its own unique thing. But if you want to like maybe use it for something else, totally open to if you have ideas.
So I can either gain a stamina point or what was that other one?
I'll let you do max damage. Technically, the rule set says it must be a flex die on a damage roll. But I mean, I'll just, you know, it seems like, I mean, it's still an attack. So the way max damage works is you will get the maximum amount that your weapon will inflict, in addition to you rolling the damage once.
Yeah, I'd like to do that if I can.
Okay. So why don't you roll me some damage as this throwing axe kind of wedges itself in the one of the tentacles, one of the more meaty ones, and it's kind of flailing around, and you see your throwing axe just stuck deep in the flesh. Okay, so 4 plus, I think you have another
6.
modifier, right?
That's only melee damage.
Oh, yeah, you don't have, that's right. But we add 5 to it, right? Don't we add the might score to the damage roll?
Oh, yeah, I guess. I forgot about that.
Yeah. So it's going to be 9
9
points. Okay, yeah. This thing shrieks out in pain seemingly from everywhere. And actually, the room itself shakes. And some stones kind of trickle down from the ceiling.
Wait. So max damage means...
Oh, then it's another 6 points, right?
Yeah, and then don't I get to roll another...
Oh, yeah, you need to roll your flex die even when you roll damage.
Okay, so would the damage be 9 plus 12?
Yeah.
would
Hang
be
on. Let
6.
me double check. I think it's the
not
maximum
12, 11.
value. I think it's the maximum value of your weapon does. Let me just double check in the rules. Max damage. Damage. Where is it? Sorcery, poison.
I'll roll my flex. Okay, cool.
Minimum damage roll. Where's maximum damage roll? Why is this so hard to find? I'm pretty sure that's what it is. So you don't roll for the second one. You just... It's whatever the max value of your weapon is, which is 6. Let's see here. Yeah, it's the maximum result of the weapon's allotted damage die that could roll. So if the weapon is a static damage, whatever. So yours would be 6.
Okay, so it's +6, not plus.
So 9, right. So it's 9 plus 6.
With the might. Okay.
So let me remove more. Okay, yeah, but your one of your throwing axes is wedged in this massive tentacle that's just like flailing around, blood spattering everywhere. Do you want to move at all or do anything else? Because you have another action point to spend if you'd like, which you can use to attack again if you want, because you didn't move.
It's in the middle though, right?
Yeah, it's in the middle, so it's a massive body, and these tentacles are kind of like slamming, the free ones are slamming on the earth as it's kind of dragging itself forward.
If there's a tentacle nearby, I might try to hit it with mine.
You want to go for another tentacle? So you want to yeah, I'll say another one kind of comes at you in response, so it's like planting itself right in front of your in touch range in this game.
I'm gonna try hatchet it then.
Okay, so why don't you roll me also another attack roll? Okay, you rolled an 8, which is definitely a success. Don't forget to roll your flex die as well. Okay, so that is a hit. Roll me some damage.
Okay, so I rolled a 6 plus my might plus my additional modifier, right?
Yep. So it is 1d6. You rolled a 2 plus 6, so 8 total. Okay, yeah. This thing screeches out in more pain as you take your, what is it, your hatchet?
Yeah.
Okay, with your other hand, you whip around and then break into its flesh. You see all the many eyes in its massive body start to roll back in pain, and strange eyelids cover them. So, all right, well, that's your turn. Davor is up next as you are kind of regaining yourself from shock. What would you like to do?
Well, he starts his turn after coming out of that vision by screaming as this thing erupted from the water and like throwing his hands up as he like stumbles back. So he spends that beginning part as Gudrun begins attacking. He kind of starts running back movement, and he's like, his eyes are wide, and he's like, "It's this beast leveled the city. That we stand no chance. We must flee." And then seeing everybody like standing there watching it, kind of calms him a little bit, and he like some resolve fills him, and he remembers the feeling of whenever he removed the chains above, and so he stops next to Hansi and pulls his bow, and then as the beast shrieks and his mouth opens, he's going to attempt to fire an arrow into its mouth.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
So that is let's see. Damn it. What is a damage roll with an attack with a bow? Yeah, ranged
attack
weapon.
with a bow. It's edge.
Okay.
I believe, right? I think any bow. The throne is might, and I think bows and stuff are edge.
Okay.
So that'd be
So-
D6 plus 3. Okay, that's 6 points of damage. Don't forget to roll your.
Oh, that was
wait,
the
no,
attack.
that's your attack. Yeah, don't forget to roll your flex die too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a 7, so no go. But damage time.
The 6 hits.
Oh shit! You rolled a 6. Yeah, sorry. No, that does not hit. So yeah, the arrow goes wild, whizzing right over its head. Sorry. Yeah. And you moved and you shot, so that's your action unless you want to spend some kind of stamina point to do something else.
No, I think that he's going to. He sees the arrow goes wide, and he looks kind of fear in his eyes as he looks over to Hansi, and he says, "This might be the last time we, our last adventure, our last grand adventure," and that's going to be his turn.
Okay, so Hansi, you're up. What would you like to do?
He's gonna draw that, that dagger out that looks like similar features to this creature.
Mm-hmm.
And he's gonna turn to Davor and say, "No, this isn't the last. This is the last one. This goes into that. I can feel it. This is the key to getting out of here." And he's going to move up to the creature as close as he can and attack it with this dagger specifically.
Okay. So you arm yourself with a dagger and you thrust forward or swing, whatever you're going to do. Why don't you roll me an attack roll?
All right.
And I think you can use edge instead, can't you? Because of your
Yep.
background, yeah.
So 6 flex die.
Yeah, roll the flex die. 2,
It's 2.
okay. Yeah,
Let me make
unfortunately, a 6 is not enough. So you go
Does
for
a 7 work?
A 7's not enough.
Okay. Because
Yeah.
I keep forgetting to add. I have +1 to all edge checks and attacks.
You
I
can
keep
spend a
forgetting.
stamina point, I believe, if you'd like.
You know what?
to.
I will.
Okay.
Yeah.
Spend
I'm
it,
gonna do that.
and that gives you a +1. So okay, you
I forget about the stamina.
You channel your stamina points, and you make contact into the flesh with the blade. So I need you to roll me a 1d12 plus 3,
Holy
in
shit.
addition to whatever else you'd add, which would be, I guess, your edge score.
No, I still use might for my damage.
Oh, you still might.
just
Okay.
do more.
Okay.
So +6. All right. Yeah. The reason why Hansi succeeds is that stamina point was him not wanting to let Davor or the name we can't pronounce right ever. Gudrun. I'm going to stick with
Gardrun.
Gudrun because that's what had been saying.
Okay.
He doesn't want to let either of them down. He's grown quite attached to them. Like, he only pocketed a couple gems when he found that treasure. Like, he didn't even steal that much. He
Yeah.
likes them.
Yeah.
And a flex die. D10.
Oh, look at that. Oh, an 8. Not quite enough, though. So
Not
that's
quite enough.
13 points. So, yeah, you cut into this thing, and there's almost like a strange light emanating from the blade in the second that it makes contact before it gets snuffed out again. It's almost like it's cauterizing the wound.
Mm.
But this thing does not like that whatsoever. So,
It was effective.
yeah. And this
Oh.
thing, so that's it for your turn, unless you want to spend more points or something to do something else. You good?
Shoot, can you bring up that stamina map? Stamina
yeah,
bar
yeah,
one
yeah,
more time.
yeah. Let me grab it.
Accidentally exited out.
Yeah, no worries. Let me grab it real quick. So rules, stamina, boom. I wish there was a way to like pin this as a player or something. Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. So yeah, you can make an additional move. It costs 1. You can increase any kind of check by +1 or +2, but that would take 2 stamina points. You increase the
Okay.
damage. So
Yeah, no, I'm good.
okay, all right. Okay, so this massive creature seems absolutely infuriated because it crawls forward to the edge, starting to lift itself, or drag itself, I should say, out of the, let me get the right thing going there. So it moves up to the shoreline, let's say, and all of its many eyes grow wide. These strange membranous eyelid things roll all the way back, and they're all staring intently at all three of you guys. So you feel this fear, this paralyzing sensation, but let's see if it actually manifests entirely. So I need to roll a, let's see, d8 plus 5. So it looks at you, Hansi, first, since you're front and center.
Mhm.
So I need to know your sorcery defense.
I think it's a 4. Okay, click. It's a 6.
Okay, so a 12 definitely wins. So you feel paralyzed, weakened. Just something has been drained out of you as the gaze of this creature, the many gazes, I guess, bore into every fiber of your being. So the way this is going to work is you're going to get a -1 to any attack or check for the
Okay.
duration of the combat. And
All
so these eyes roll onto Gardrun next, because it remembers how you have cut into its flesh so deeply. So it rolls an 11. What is your sorcery defense?
Let's see. Sorcery defense. Where do I find it?
It's yours is a 5.
Oh, wait.
It's on the right.
Okay.
It's on the far right side. So you have a 5. So yeah, definitely 11 works. So you feel the same, sensation. So everything checks and attacks any kind is going to be a -1. And then last but not least, all of these eyes roll toward Davor. And let's see what this thing rolls here. So that's going to be another 11. And what is Davor's sorcery
It's an
defense?
8.
It's an 8. Okay, so it does succeed. Same thing, -1 on checks and attacks. And then what it does next is after it does all these paralyzing gaze, let's call them, it brings one of its tentacles just whipping out at you, Hansi, because you are front and center.
All right.
And so this is going to be a D10. Okay, that's a 12. Does that beat your...
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah, my physical defense is 7.
Oh, man. Okay, you suffer 16 damage to your life points, unless you don't have any armor, right?
No.
Okay, so it knocks you. It just slams right in your chest. You feel these claws dig into your skin, like almost hooking under your rib cage, and you are pushed back a bit. So I'll just say you kind of you get pushed, you get thrown back almost. And then another one of its tentacles kind of slams down on the earth even harder. More rubble starts to fall down, actually. And right actually by Gudrun. So Gudrun, why don't you roll me an edge check as some of the ceiling begins to fall down.
Okay. Oh. Okay.
Oh, okay. And you get a -1 too, right? To that? Or is that
Yeah.
calculated? Okay, so that's a 4. So yeah, some of this rubble just falls from the ceiling, clips you on the side of the head, smashes into your shoulder, and you're going to suffer, I'll just say this, 2 points of damage. So it's not a massive stone. And if you have any armor, is that gonna protect you at all? You're gonna soak any?
I have light armor,
Should be the
-1.
AR
Oh wait,
value.
3.
Oh wow, 3. Okay, so I'll just say you shrug it off like no big deal. Okay, and then this thing climbs out of the water. Half of it's hanging inside though, but it's starting to just, its body is oozing onto the sandstone surface around you guys. And it is going to swing another tentacle at you, Gudrun, as you're kind of getting your footing back after the ceiling started to fall in. So this is going to be a... And then what is your... oh, shit. 18. That's got to hit.
Yeah.
Okay. So then it's going to be a 12. Whew, this damage on this thing is crazy.
Well, it is an Eldritch Horror.
Oh, luckily I rolled a 1. Yeah, it is like an Eldritch Horror, basically. Exactly. So 9 points, but then subtracting 3 because of your armor. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, and this thing is done for this round. So up next, let's just re-roll the die, see what happens. I can't remember if you're supposed to do this or not every round. Okay. Shit.
It's more fun that way.
Yeah, it goes first, so the monster is he gets to attack again. And he's going to go for Gudrun. He wasn't satisfied with that last hit. So it's going to be another tentacle, lashes out, spines flayed for 13, which definitely does damage. So it's going to be D12 plus 8. Woo! Okay, 16 minus 3, so you're going to suffer 13 life points as these spines cut through your armor, your light armor. And then it's going to also lash out at Hansi, since he's standing right there as well.
Yeah.
So
Come get me.
let's see if this hits. What is your armor defense anyway? 13 is going to do it. You guys, none of you are double digits, right?
No, my physical defense is 7, and I have no armor.
Okay,
So-
okay. So yeah, I'll just anything like, yeah, anything like even under 10. Hey, Ian, welcome to the stream, man. Thanks for joining us. They're in the middle of battling an eldritch being, perhaps some kind of strange dreamlike monstrosity rising from this underground body of water, which is going to be a D12 plus. I should have made quick actions for these guys. 16 points of damage as your flesh is cut deeply.
Zero.
But that is all this thing is going to do, which brings us to Hansi. As you're staggering on your feet, blood pouring down your chest, what would you like to do as you are facing this thing down in its many eyes?
I'm at 0 hit points.
What? Really?
Yeah.
0 life
Mhm.
points? Oh,
Yeah.
dang. Okay. Hang on. I didn't know we would get there, but let's there is a death check. Damn. How many life points did you have?
I had 30 total. We did 16
30.
the first time, and
Damn.
how much did we do just now?
What was it?
16 again.
Whew. Okay, where is let me find the death rules here. Life, death, and the will of fate. I like that. Okay, so what you have to do now. So when a PC's life points reach 0, they hit the ground in a heavily wounded state, unconscious or barely clinging to life. And then when this occurs, the PC must immediately pass a grit check, difficulty 8. So let's do that first, Hansi. Why don't you, as this tentacle throws you to the ground and you are just going black, you're entering the void, basically. Let's see if you succeed on that.
So D6 plus
Grit
4
check.
minus 1, so just plus 3.
And you can also roll a flex die in this situation.
So I got a 9.
Okay, cool. So you succeed. So let's see what happens. If this check is failed, the PC died gloriously in battle. That's it. If, however, the PC passes the grit check, they will remain in an immobile and vulnerable state until their allies have eliminated the immediate threat and the current combat has ended, after which the PC return to 1 life point. So you're basically, unless you're healed, I guess, by maybe Davor or something, it sounds like you're just dead weight on the ground.
Yep.
Not dead, but you know what I mean. Wow, interesting. I didn't know if you just fail 1 grit check, that's it. You're dead.
Yeah,
it sounds like there is rules like called fateful intervention where I'm free to determine how many life points are returned, or you could, maybe not perish, but you're on death's door right now. So
this is Conan. I'm on the wheel.
this is
of
Conan.
pain.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Okay. So you see Gardrin. You're up next, and you see Hansi just get thrown to the ground. More rubble is starting to fall from the ceiling as this thing wails out in some victory cry of some sort. What would you like to do?
I can't heal him, right?
No, I think only Davor can.
Yeah. I guess I'll keep attacking this thing. Well, wait. I can oh,
Yeah, there's no attack of opportunity in this, so that I know of, so you can move away from the creature if you'd like without suffering an immediate retaliation.
Hmm. I'm gonna attack it.
Okay. What are you going to do? Don't forget you can have a focused attack as well if you want to spend both of your action points, which I think gives you a +2 if I remember correctly. Or you can just take 2 attacks if you want. Because remember, you have 2 action points to spend per turn.
Oh, I see. So if I used it for my 1 attack, I would just get 1 attack. Is that right?
So yeah, basically you have a bunch of actions you can use. You get 2 actions per turn. So for example, moving to a new distance is 1. Attacking is 1. So what I mean is if you stay put, you can use both of your actions as attacks, which would give you 2 attacks.
Yeah, but you're saying focus.
Yeah, there's a focus attack that gives you a +2 modifier.
But then I only get 1 attack,
Correct.
right?
Yeah. It's like you're just really concentrating on making contact with the thing you're fighting.
Okay. I'm just gonna try to do 2 attacks. I'm gonna try to catch it.
All right, roll me some of that attempt. Roll me those attempts.
Okay.
Okay, 10. But it's -1, right?
Oh.
It's still a hit though with a 9. So don't forget to roll your flex die. Okay, it's a 5, so that's not a success. So yeah, this definitely attacks. So why don't you roll me some damage?
Okay.
I'll say all of you guys as well, you noticed when Hansi brandished that dagger he found, you saw the effects of that. So you saw that it appeared to distress this creature far more than even Gardrin's blades. Okay, so you rolled a 10 points. Okay. Yeah, you cut into this thing deeply.
Okay, so could I use my other action to go up to Hansi and grab the knife?
So I'll just say, yeah, you are in touch distance, so that would be a manipulate. Yeah, so you can snatch up. You can use your other action to snatch that dagger out of his hand.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, all right. You pry it from his death grip, and now you have this strange dagger in your hand. So that's pretty much your turn. So Davor, you're up next. What would you like to do?
Well, I think that Davor is going to want to move
Okay.
so that his back is not, so he doesn't get caught with his back to the wall here. So I think he's going to try to move to put the tunnel behind him.
Okay.
And then I think that he is, because I don't think he can, Can you break up movement? Do you have to move? Can you move, do something, an action, and then finish your move?
I think your move is just like to a. No, I don't think you can because you're moving to like another zone, basically.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's not like like a distance thing. You could but I mean if you wanted to move 2 zones away, you could use 2 actions. But
I guess where I was at, could I reach out? I'll go back to where I was, or at least kind of where I was. Could I reach out and it's 2 actions to do that.
remember, you
Yeah,
can
I
spend
think
a
it gives
stamina
us-
point too if you want. I think, right?
Oh, right.
yeah,
yeah.
to use to do another action.
Where's that list that you can use?
It's let me grab it again here. Stamina.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
You got it? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can increase damage. You can make an additional move action, which is 1.
Okay. I'm going to move up to Hanzi.
Okay.
Well, that's okay. I'm going to use a stamina point to move up to Hanzi,
Okay.
and then I'm going to use I'm going to cast a heal on him.
Okay.
So that is 2 actions to heal. The sorcerer or another target within touch range regains life points equal to the sorcerer's wits die. So my wits die is 6.
Okay. So 6 life points back.
And I just need to, I would have had to lay my hand on the target's bare skin
Yeah.
to use
you
this
can do
spell.
that. Yeah.
Cool.
you can
Okay,
easily do
so I'll knock off 1 stamina point and bring Hanzi back up. And
Thankfully,
that
my
is,
flesh is fully exposed.
that. So Hansa, you feel your eyes snap open as you feel life enter your body yet again, and unfortunately, you wake to the same nightmare that you you fell into darkness.
Yeah, he leans over you, and you can see like his wild old face and his like his cloudy eyes, and he says, "Get up, boy. We need you still.
Yeah.
You're not leaving us that easy."
Maybe drooling a little bit, like when he was
Yeah,
concentrating.
a spot of drool hits you in the forehead.
Okay. All right, you're up. So, yeah, let's do. That's the end of the whole entire initiative order. So let's just re-roll and see what happens again. Okay. Actually, Davor, you're up first if you'd like to go.
Yeah, I think I would like to go. So Davor is going to spend another stamina point to move.
Okay.
So he's gonna move right there, and then he's
Okay.
gonna use his other 2 actions. His eyes roll back, and he is going to start swirling his hands together, creating a little bit of a cyclone with the dust and the sand on the ground.
Mhm.
And with those 2, he is going to summon a wolf.
Nice. And where do you want that wolf to be?
So it says I can summon the wolf to within medium range. I think that I'm going to summon the wolf on top of the beast.
Oh wow!
It doesn't say
right
it
on
has
top
to
of
be on
him.
the ground. So I'm going to have him all, jump out of the cyclone in the air, landing on the beast.
Hell yeah! That's awesome. Love it.
And so now the wolf is going to go ahead and take an action.
Okay. Roll
Actually,
away
2.
as this. Oh, they get 2 by 2. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
of
2
course,
actions
yeah.
per turn.
Oh man, so it's gonna be biting into the eyeballs of this creature. Awesome.
Yeah, that's what it's going for is its eyes.
Okay, why don't you so are you gonna try to do like a targeted attack then? Because what I'll do is I'll give you a negative I'll give you like a -2 to your roll. Because if you're gonna like actually no, I'll give you a -1 because this thing has a ton of eyes. So I'll give you a -1 to your roll if you want to actually attempt to hit an eyeball. Otherwise, it'd just be a straight roll for damage.
It feels like he would, just because that seems to be a more sensitive area. It's like less of this scaly, slimy skin of this beast, and more of like something that's could actually really hurt it.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Okay, so that is are those might rolls?
Yeah, might. So it's a D8 plus 3 for you.
Yep.
And then we'll see what you get. Okay, 10. 10 is enough.
Okay, so
well, you -1, right? Or did you add the plus? Is that already?
I did not minus the 1.
Okay, no
so
worries.
It would be 9.
So it'd be a 9. That's still good enough. So yeah, you bite into the eyeball like a, I don't know, like a fresh apple or something. This wolf does, and it
did
crunches
we agree,
down.
Because it's his roll, or am I still rolling flex die for his rolls?
Yeah, let's do it. Why not?
Okay.
I can't remember, but sounds cool.
Okay.
Okay, unfortunately, no.
Nope.
So roll me some
the damage for that is 1d6 plus 3.
Yep.
So 6 damage.
Okay, 6 damage. All right, so yeah, you bite into one of the smaller eyeballs, but this thing shrieks out, kind of rocks. Its massive body rocks in the water and smashes against the shore, and the entire chamber rumbles again. Some more debris is falling down, and Davor, why don't you roll me an awareness check, please?
Okay.
Don't forget, it'll be a -1 too because of the.
What does awareness fall under? Wits?
Sorry. Why did I say awareness? I'm thinking Dragonbane. Roll me a. I guess it'd be an edge.
Okay.
You can do edge or wits, whatever you want.
Let's see. I'll go wits.
Yeah, your wits is way better. D8 plus 5.
No, it's just it's D6 plus 6.
Oh, I'm looking at the other one. Okay, yeah. I'm looking at another thing. All right, let's see what you get. Oh no, 7. Okay. All right, that is. Is there anything else you wanted to do?
The wolf gets one more attack.
Oh, okay. Go for it. Are you doing another like targeted attack, or are you trying to just bite down?
Because he already has his teeth have already sunk into one of the eyeballs. He's going to keep on working on that eyeball. So I guess it wouldn't be targeted since he already has it.
Yeah.
So he's just like ripping at what he already has.
Yeah, awesome. So standard, yeah. So just roll me a regular roll. Actually, I'll give you +1 now that you're like on this thing.
Okay.
With your jaws latched into the flesh.
I thought it was going to be that 8.
Woo! Okay, 6. Unfortunately, when its body is rocking, the wolf loses its footing slightly, and its jaws snap air, so you don't quite get that.
So there's a little bit of grip on the eyeball, and it is going to his flex.
Yeah, actually, let me also, as this thing rocks, why don't you roll an edge check to see if you're able to keep the wolf is able to keep its footing.
Okay. Edge.
Wolf has pretty good edge. D8 plus 4.
Yeah.
6. Okay, yeah, you managed to hold on, or the wolf does anyway.
And
Okay.
he gets his edge check real quick. On the
Oh,
attack.
yeah. Oh, look at that. Okay. So you got a successful flex die roll.
Oh, flex die, sorry.
Flex die. Meow. So you successfully flexed, meaning where's the flex die thing? I have it here. Okay. So of any roll, you can immediately gain 1 stamina point if you'd like. I don't think the wolf has stamina points though, does it? But I guess you would get 1.
No.
So you did not fail, so that would pass. So really, yeah, I guess you just gain another stamina point.
Can I add that to Davor? Can you take
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
The wolf, you and the wolf are 1.
Okay. So I
Awesome.
think that's all. I think that's all he
Okay.
does.
That's it. All right, Gardrin, you are up next.
Okay, I'm going to attack it with the knife.
Okay,
The
the
dagger.
knife.
Magical,
All
mystical.
right. Are you going to do a focused attack or standard attack?
Hmm.
What was that?
Focused attack or standard attack?
Oh,
Because if you do standard, you're going to get 2.
yeah, standard.
Okay. So roll me some might.
Hmm. And I still have -1, right?
Yep.
Okay.
So that means it's a 9.
No. I calculated.
Oh,
it.
you negative the 1? Okay, already. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
a hit.
because I
10's
get
a
a
hit.
+1 modifier.
10 is a hit. And don't forget to roll your flex die. Oh, another one! Holy crap! So do you want to do, I mean, I know technically it's supposed to be double damage or max damage if it's on damage, but I'll give you, if you want to use damage, or you can gain a stamina point. Or you can do something else. If you have a cool idea, you want to use it, like, by all means.
I want to kill it.
Well,
Do that.
insta-kill. Yeah, no.
No, I'll just do max damage.
Okay. So,
Killing it would be a cool idea.
yeah,
Right?
just killing.
That's
But
what
I mean, you
thinking.
could do like a targeted attack, or I don't know, if you had some other idea, you know, if you wanted like a, I don't think the, I think the very short table I have, I don't think it's limited to that. I think those are just kind of starting points. So we'll see when the final rule set comes out, though.
Okay.
So first, roll me
She's
damage.
not super smart. She just wants to like do as much damage as possible.
Right, and your damage is actually D12 plus 3 on this thing.
Oh.
So another flash of light sparks out of the flesh as the blade makes contact.
Wait,
then
plus
you-
3.
Yes.
Is that
Plus
My
your
might?
whatever your might is.
plus might? Okay.
Yes.
And she could spend 2 stamina to add 2d4 more damage to the roll.
Oh dang. Okay, I'll do it. I've got 4 stamina. So.
Damn. Okay. Yeah. I mean, this might be the last stand, guys.
Okay, so D12 plus 3 plus 5 plus 1 minus 1 plus 4 plus 4. Is that right? Is it
I-
2
I-
4s that I'm adding?
It's 2d4. It's not total.
oh
4.
2. Oh, got it.
You roll a d4 and a d4.
Okay.
Well,
okay.
let's do the first.
Yeah.
Let's do the regular damage. So 8 plus 3 is oh, you already did it. Plus 5. So that's a raw 16 plus 6 more plus another
12?
12, I guess.
12, yeah, d12.
Jesus,
Total
what is
12.
that? Okay, so that's
Plus I need to roll my D10.
yeah, roll your. Oh man, I saw that 10 and I was like, holy crap. Okay, so let's do the math here really quick. So it's 16 plus 6, so that's 22 plus
12?
what else? Is that? Oh no, plus 12, right?
Yeah, plus 12.
Damn, 22, so that's 30 34.
34.
Jeez, okay. So hang on, let me do that. I gotta minus this, so okay, you hack deeply into this thing. I'm gonna say you cut off one of its many tentacles and it flops to the ground. It's the blood is hissing on the sandstone, and again, with a great rumble of this chamber, more stones fall down. And I guess that's your turn, right? Did you do everything?
That was just
Or was
one.
that was just one attack. Holy crap. I can't wait till the Foundry system comes out to make this thing a lot easier. So why don't you attack again if you want?
Okay. So attack is my normal. It's just damage that's D12 plus 3. Right? Okay.
Yeah, so attack's normal. So you rolled a 1 plus...
Wait. Can I use a stamina point to change that?
Yeah, you can. Hang on. I always forget. Let me look up stamina points again. So you can increase the value of 1, or you can spend 2 stamina points to increase it by 2. I guess that's all you can really do, or make an additional move action if you want to spend 1. So you rolled a 6. You're gonna need to spend 2 to hit.
And what happens when you go to 0 stamina?
You're just out of stamina. It's not detrimental.
Not,
It's just kind of like a currency you can use throughout the game. And then I think when you... What was that?
In the first episode, remember that you rolled the first flex die, and you should have 5 stamina, because instead of taking massive damage, you took the stamina point instead, because Jason, you had said that she did enough damage without needing mass damage to kill the target she hit.
Oh, okay.
So she
I
should
guess
have
you
had
have
5
one more.
stamina.
Okay.
Okay. So I'll have like an extra...
You'll have extra 1.
Yeah,
So
she'll have 1 left.
You're going to use those 2 stamina points then to make the attack successful?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. All right,
I
then
just-
roll damage.
I'm sorry. I rewatched the 2 episodes today while I was
Oh, nice.
working. Yeah.
Good
So, yeah, and I mean, technically, you have 1 more stamina point if you wanted to use it for like another D4 of damage or something.
That's true.
It's up to you, though.
This is the big bad. I probably should. Alright.
What was the big one that costed 1 at the end? What did that one do?
That's your final die. It's the final stamina die is, let's see.
Because this is our last point.
Oh, it is. So spend a character's final stamina point when rolling for damage to apply the massive damage flex result. The character should still roll the flex die as normal. If they roll a flex, they may apply massive damage a second time. So that's cool.
Do that.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright.
So you can.
So yeah, spending your final stamina point automatically is like you
Max damage.
You hit a 10 on your flex.
Yeah.
That's
awesome.
awesome.
So glad I re-listened to our old episodes. 'Cause
I love it. It really encourages you to just use those.
Use them,
Yeah.
because it's like, oh, that's a last. It's like your final, punch or whatever.
Oh, wait, I forgot to roll my flex die for my attack. So I'm gonna do that real quick.
Ah, what? Another
That's not my
flex
damage,
die.
though. That's just my attack.
Okay, so you can get. Well, I mean, I know I'm probably breaking the rules where you're only supposed to get max damage on a on a damage roll, not an attack roll. But I've been saying it, so I'm just gonna stick with it. So I guess that would be triple max damage. I know hey, devs, if you're watching, I apologize. I know I'm breaking the game doing this, but why not?
I wonder if
it's a quick
an
start.
actual way that you could use that is maybe like you gain some sort of bonus on your next attack.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
you
that
could.
might
Well,
be a good
so
way to use that.
the reason why I think they don't do it on the attack roll is because it could also happen on the damage roll, right? Because you're
Right.
rolling a flex die every time. So if you happen to roll 1 on the attack and the damage, then that's double, which is sort of like breaking the rules.
Yeah.
So I think that's
That's true.
why it's not that. But or you can take an additional flex die if you want. I mean, sorry, a stamina point.
Well, we don't want to do that because we want that massive
Yeah.
damage. It's
Okay, so it's going to be you rolled 9 plus 12 plus 12, so 24 plus 9 is 33.
Wait. Plus I need to roll the 4, right? The D4?
Oh,
Because that's
yeah.
the final
Yeah.
flex.
So, did I say 33 plus 4?
Yep.
Oh my god. So 33 plus 4 is 37. Yeah, so you just stab forward right. You just hit it right in the big eye in the middle of its head, and it starts to like fold backward, and whatever energy it had just is leached from its body, and it falls limp and starts to slowly fall down back into the water. Yeah, so I broke the game. Conan developers, I'm sorry. Now I know why you're not supposed to give max damage on an attack roll, but here we are. It's epic. This thing dies. The wolf hops off just in time as this thing slips into the murky depths, and then the water actually just becomes absolutely still again.
We will hear the limitations of the devs. That is best in life.
So Davor like cheers. Hooray!
Okay.
Look what we did. That was fantastic. We still don't have a way out, but it's nice to go out with a win.
Well, as you say this, you guys, the weight, the sheer weight of this thing, even dragging across the ground, is causing the entire chamber to kind of rumble until it finally slips below. More debris is chipping from the ground or from the ceiling and the walls, and you feel a hot point of something on your back, Davor, as you are kind of swinging your arms, cheering for the victory, which leads you to turn around, and you do see that behind you there is a small pinprick of light in the wall, and there is a ray of sunlight coming out, angling straight at you. And yeah, you head over there. You see some of this rubble.
Yeah, he runs over there like frantically.
Yeah. You see the rubble has again, it's been slowly crumbling the walls here, and it looks like you can see enough. You could probably dig your way out. There's probably a foot or two of distance between you and the outside, but it looks like it's a job you guys can take care of to get out of here.
He calls everybody over. Come. And the wolf, I think, also runs over and starts digging his way out. And as soon as he can fit through, he squeezes through and then runs off into the desert.
Okay, you guys take some time, dig your way out. You are back in the hot sun, so let me move your tokens out of here. And you quickly see a patch of shade outside. And where's Davor? There he is. And you hear something. You hear talking. So you guys are on the outermost area of this massive dome, kind of just on the southern side, and you hear chatting, and you look around the edge, being quite cautious, catching your breath after this battle with this massive creature, and you see a familiar, well, I shouldn't say face, but figure standing there in the distance, kind of inspecting where you guys left the camels. And it appears to be Radon, and he is joined by two other figures. And they're standing there. They're hooded. They're masked. They look like they're people who spend a lot of time out here in the wasteland. But he's saying something you can't quite make out from this distance.
I'm gonna start by gently tapping Gudrun. Hey, I need my weapon back.
All right.
Remember, it's cursed.
Yeah, sure. There you go.
And
Clean it off and give it to him.
he takes it and he's just looking at it in awe. If he was only strong like her, what he could do with it.
Okay. So you're quite surprised to see Radon out here, considering he was boasting of a battle injury, an arrow to the leg, which made him, unable to make his way out here.
I knew he was lying.
I think that Davor will walk out. He'll stand up and he'll begin walking towards the group.
Okay, you're just gonna walk out into the broad daylight and kind of just head over.
Will.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you start making your way over there. The creak in your knees somehow gone. You feel just very strengthened after this amazing battle. What about the rest of you?
Let's back him up.
Okay, you're backing up, and
Catherine also just realized she lost her throwing knife.
Oh yeah, your hatchet.
oh yeah, you left your hatchet. It's at the bottom of this otherworldly pool.
So she's gonna go back and jump in the pool. And
Another quest.
So you see this figure, this hooded figure. He or she, you can't quite tell, notices you first and kind of turns around and draws a crude sword. And you hear the sound of steel. And Radon turns around, and he, you can tell he's sunburned. He's been out here for some time, but he still goes white and his eyes go wide. And he says, "Congratulations, you made it. What did you find? I've been waiting for you, tending to your camel, and I was about to go in actually, and I heard. Anyway, how did it go?
I'm sure you were about to follow us in and give us some help. Yes.
That's what I was saying.
Have your man put his sword away, and we can talk.
Oh, you heard the man. Put it away. These are friends of mine. I've battled with them for at least weeks, maybe months.
Oh yes, we are old friends. And he continues to walk up. And at some point he will stop and he'll say, well, first I want to thank you for telling us all about this location. We had quite the adventure inside.
Oh, I'm very glad to hear that, Davor. I knew you would come through. And you can kind of see him. He's starting to, favor a limp a little bit. He's trying to pretend maybe that his leg is still injured.
Did he forget which leg?
Yeah, it's the wrong leg for sure.
And Davor will continue and say, some say that that adventure is the greatest reward.
Oh, wise man. So, what did you find? I mean, I must know. Part of it's mine, after all.
He'll look back at Hansi.
That's unfortunately where we come a little short, Radon. And he's going to, I don't know if you remember, but remember when I put like just a few gems in my little pouch, and then the rest of the treasure in the community bag? I would approach Radon and dump out the few gems that I had in my pouch and hold them out. This is all we found. And determining how many there are, I don't know how, we didn't really specify. I'm like, take your share of the loot.
He kind of stares at it a moment. This isn't bad. And you see the other guy standing next to him kind of nudges him, and he leans over and he says something, and he's no. There's one for each of us. One for each of us. It's plenty. It's plenty. They've done all the hard work, and you can tell this other guy, he's not having it, and he starts pushing at Radon's shoulder, and his hand reaches for his sword hilt at his waist. Hey, calm down. I'm sure there's more. We can go in. We can check it out. It'll be fine. So they're kind of having a little conversation while this is going on.
I'm going to go over to Lala and check on Lala. That's my girl.
Yeah, Lala seems fine.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess Davor will head over to his camel and he'll say, "Well, if that's all you needed," and I guess if they have their few jewels, their few gems that that we were able to give them.
Yeah, you gave them the 3 gems, and you can see the other 2 individuals by Radon. They don't seem too happy with them.
It will say, "Radon, you okay right now? Do you maybe need a lift back?"
Yeah, nothing I can't handle. And you see one of these guys kind of moves behind Radon a little bit. Kind of like to his back, shoulder area.
Hansi turns to Gudrun. Should we help him or?
I don't know. He seems up to no good.
I think we're good. I think we can go home. Well, back to the city of the name I forgot what it was.
Okay, so you guys are getting your things together, getting on the camels and heading out?
Yeah, they can keep those 3 gems. We have a whole bag of spoils to spend.
You give the 3 gems, and you give Radon one last look, and his face is unreadable except his eyes, and you see a single tear cut through the grime on his face as you guys head off into the the sunset, let's say. So that wraps Conan, the Seal of Acheron. Who knows what happened to poor Radon out here in the wastes? Maybe he made a deal that he couldn't uphold, but he kept his mouth shut in the end, I guess. So thanks, guys, for playing. That was a good time. Hopefully you guys enjoyed watching the series. Hopefully you learned from our mistakes. Don't forget the quick start guide's out there for free, including this adventure if you want to take some players through it. It's on the website for Monolith Board Games, I believe it's called. So yeah, that's it. Thanks, Noel, for the tunes. It was perfect. And I guess next week we're going to be returning back to old Dragonbane to see what those people are up to. So
Dragonbane, what's that?
Yeah, what is Dragonbane? What is that? Remember that. So anyway, thanks to you guys. Who do we got? We got Ian. We got Jano. We got 9 Powers. We got... Who else joined us tonight? Sam Dark, as always. I know I'm missing somebody, aren't I? Maybe not. Anyway, and thanks to you guys who are going to be watching in the future on the VOD. And we'll see you next time. Keep an eye out on the channel for the announcements of when Dragonbane's going to be. Most likely a Wednesday. But just keep an eye on the community posts. And we'll see you in the next one, everybody. Have a good night.